Welcome back to the Arts Department, everyone. I'm Autumn Rain Turkel, and this video is 3 skills that will pay off for your entire artistic career. Now, this isn't the only 3 skills, but these are some fundamental skills that will help you as a skill that you can bolster anytime in your career. These are 3 skills that if you refine them and you keep them in mind and you use them consistently, will pay off dividends as an artist. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first skill is observation. Observation of pretty much everything. Being able to look around you, look at anatomy, look at design, look at color and light, and catalog those things and use those at a later date. Observing the natural world around you in a way that has intent. Slowing down and taking your time. If you see something, an image or something produced by another artist even that resonates with you, slow down, observe it, find out what it is that resonates with you, and really look into that. There's a sense of introspection in observation, because not only are you looking at the world around you and cataloging, but you're also thinking about what it is that's resonating with you inside. If you have a moment looking at a beautiful sunset, let's say, and it gives you a warm fuzzy feeling, slow down and observe everything around you as much as you can to catalog that so that you can put that warm fuzzy feeling into the art of yours, in the color, in the design of what you're looking at. Is it the way that the clouds are cutting across the sky in front of the sunset? Is it the gradated colors? Is it intangible things that wouldn't be conveyed in any form of art other than maybe cinematography? But observe those things and use those as a mental framework and a mental model to build your future artworks, be they drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, cinematography. Use those to pinpoint those things that are going to emotionally resonate with others. The second skill is anatomical understanding. Anatomical understanding will lead to more believable forms, a believable image, including that of non-human forms, so animals, birds, single-cell organisms. I don't think that even makes sense. But anatomical understanding extends to the naturalistic posing of the forms, the way that a form will lean on a counter, or the juxtaposition of the shoulders and the hips and the way that someone stands, the posing and the weight of it. So using that observation skill to look at anatomy and really understand the way that it's working and interlocking to keep a person upright, or the way that a person lays down, or the way that a cheetah runs, or the way that a bird flies or lands or dives, or those sorts of things. That naturalistic understanding of anatomy and using your observation skills to catalog those different movements so that you can move a human being around in a 3D space. Anatomy and naturalistic posing is something that I return to frequently so that I can refresh myself. So once or twice a year I'll go in and I'll do studies of anatomical forms. I'll grab books off of my bookshelf and I'll go in and I'll just make sure that I remember where all of the muscles are on the body, how they interlock, how they work with the bones of the body to keep that contrapposto movements and the counterbalancing and the realism of the anatomy in my head. And I am guilty of not studying enough animal anatomy, but we all have our weaknesses. The third skill is design. And design is a very broad term, and it can be anything from compositional design to design of the subject in the page, all the way up through lighting design. There's any number of different designs that you can apply this to, and it ties back to observation. So using your observational skills, look at the things that excite you, just like observation, and there's gonna be some element of design in there, and frequently those elements there's varying degrees of ratios that we can fall back on, which are the concepts rooted in design. Bolster your design skills. It's a very hard one to do. Design is kind of there's some nebulousness within design and a lot of different concepts. But if you can study a lot of different successful designs, then you can start to internalize those things, and then when you look at something, you can break it down fairly quickly as to what it is that makes it a good design. For compositional design, design the way that the eye moves through the page. You can use light and shade, you can use implied line, you can use shape to shape, but those are the fundamental elements that you'd be using to bolster your compositional design. Designing the shapes of the body and the way that they interact with each other. This would be designing the style of the image. So you'd be designing, if you were just doing a character drawing, you would be designing the hyperrealism versus the whimsy. So, hyperrealism, you're going to get into a lot of bumps and musculature and bones underneath the skin that are going to design shapes that move you through an image. With whimsy, you're thinking in a much more stylized way. A lot of it is smoothed out, so you get the design is in the difference in big broad shapes, and so you have a big triangle on top of little spindly legs. That's design, and different ways of expressing a similar form in a different design way. So those are the three concepts that I feel will serve you well for your entire career as an artist. And they're tied really closely together. They all kind of intermingle with most of this stuff in art. One concept relies on another concept, relies on another concept, and they all work in tandem to make you a better artist, a better designer, a better observer. So building on one of those skills is going to help with your other skills. If you focus your study and you keep the skills sharp, you're going to find that you continue to improve, and all of this stuff becomes much easier over time, and it's always going to help you to make snap decisions that you know are right, because you've built those skills to be your muscle memory of fundamental skills. All right, that's about it for those three concepts. I hope you found some value in the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a comment, do everything you got to do to get notified next time I post something up. While you're down there in the About section, check out the social media. I've got Instagram, Twitter, ArtStation, where you can check out my portfolio and get some artistic resources, as well as a Discord link so you can join the community of like-minded artistic people. There's also a Twitch link, and I go live on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Come on by, join the discussion. Love to have you there. That's it from the arts department. Keep drawing. We'll see you next time. If you keep them in mind and you use them consistently, but those are the fundamental elements. That's about it on those three. Hit the subscribe button, do all these. That's about it from the arts department. No, that's not. And me and the community are, as well as a Discord link, so you can join the community. And that's certainly something I'm gonna have to work on in the near future.